columnist, follow James. We write about sex. And football players, and a little farm in Cuba, and we smash capitalism, and that's what my book is about. Smashing capitalism through cooperative practices, but they didn't let me, have that as a title. Maybe next time. But this one got me tenure. I want to thank my chair. I'm going to cry. Because he's like, get the frickin' book done. Just get it done. And so I got it done. And I gained 40 pounds getting it done, but I got it done. Yes. Somehow I got it done, yes. With his help and help from Dean Harvey's office as well. And the PSC CUNY grants I got here and there, and turned down for PSC CUNY grants too, but but it's a process, right? So the book is about, I use a methodology that I learned in graduate school, and we are using, it's becoming much more prevalent now. It's, we're talking about it, it's democratic. It's a democratic way of organizing industries, whatever that industry could be. The industries I look at in here are the London Symphony Orchestra. It was supposed to be an article about the London Symphony Orchestra, which turned into a book. Okay, and then the Lucy Lady, which is a sex workers that's now closed, unfortunately, in San Francisco. They were unionized, first unionized sex workers in the country. There was one right before them in San Diego. I cannot forget them, but they fell out quickly. Who's next? I went to Cuba and went to this wonderful farm in Cuba. This is before the embargo was lifted. And they were, from 1992, the changes that happened, they had this private farm, that was state supported, and they were doing wonderful work from like composting and getting their own dirt all the way through selling the stuff, and it's very interesting. I thought it was an interesting thing to look at. I don't go into all the political issues of Cuba, otherwise it would be bigger than this. It would be bigger than James's book. The other one is another union. Actually, when I started writing the book, it was supposed to be a chapter on how the United Electrical Workers Union, how they screwed up. And they're a really radical, progressive group, and I was really going to say, you screwed up, why didn't you take this moment and become more democratic, rather than, they were going to close this factory, and that was going to be the end. The workers sat in on the factory, and they said, no, we're not leaving, like back in the 30s. This was just recent. And so they found another owner who then decided to leave 2 years later, too, as well. And so they took over the factory themselves, and they're running it. And they're doing it, and they are getting the support from the United Electrical Workers. So the union, what could have been a bad thing with the union stuff. Yes, I'm looking at Blanche when I talk about the union. Yes, it makes us stronger. And I am pro-union. But most of the U.S. problems are around money and financing, because the only thing workers have to sell is their ability to do work. We don't own stuff, and so they can't get financing. So there's a little credit union up in Syracuse, New York, that gives money to these kinds of fair trade and cooperatives and stuff. They're one of them too. And then the Green Bay Packers, which everybody thinks is owned by the public. It's not, you know, but that's in the book. But they couldn't have been nicer, the people at the Green Bay. And I got to get my picture taken with two Super Bowl rings on. And I love football, and I love the symphony orchestras. My other book was about Broadway music. So, you know, in economics, we can do anything. It's not about business necessarily. We can do everything. So I want to thank all my colleagues. Joan, I wish she was here, and Geert, and Matthew, and Jane. I mean, you're standing right there. Yes, get your book done, Kathy, yes. So thank you, everybody.